You know, lately I've been browsing our secret stock here. This limba and that piece of maple, I think it's time that we make something out of these two pieces. Let's take a closer look at what we have. Welcome to Dave's World. So it's not tremendously common to find a piece with like these real wide ripples. And that's why this is so special. Also, it's thick enough to do a one-piece neck. And then our limba, this is like our relative to our Carina guitar. This is the other side of that limba. And we're going to do a little bit of a paint job. Let's start making this. This will be very, very light. One-piece necks aren't necessarily the easiest to make. There's a lot of little details like this. So our truss rods normally, they're completely covered in like a coating, but this is how they look without the coating. The wrench goes in the end. You can see how it tightens. And it's threaded and then threaded the opposite way. So when you tighten it, the bar will push away, and when you loosen it, it'll push towards. So it's a two-way adjustment. Now, this is the rod we're using for this particular guitar. I'll just kind of coat it in tape so it's not glued in there completely. I think I'm gonna do a back contour on this one. So we'll use our super file. I don't know if I'm gonna do a big body cut or a smaller body cut, but kind of just drew a couple of lines to get an idea. The binding goes on with acetone, so it dries really quick, but still I leave it taped up for a good while just because. Back with one of my favorite tools, this little fret saw blade. You know, it fit right onto this radial arm saw so well. I absolutely love using this thing. And I'm pretty comfortable with the radial arm saw, but then again, I grew up around them. As like a child around woodworking, like these were very common. Let's fire it up. I will not run it straight across. It's not gonna happen. It can actually flex your blade because it's such a thin blade. You got to take one step at a time, just a little bit, just bite off some. It's totally straight, and it'll just keep going back, but you got to be careful. It takes a little bit of time, but they're totally straight and perfect. So, got all these cut. We'll go ahead and make this look a little bit more like a guitar neck. Specific nut width and the heel. So when you make guitars like I have with templates like this, you use your router to go around them, they do wear out, and you will have to make new templates pretty much all the time. Anymore, I pretty much just use the headstock shape. Some tuners, and also like the the neck pickup and where the controls go on like the bodies, but pretty much every guitar is just totally custom at this point. I've been drawing them out by hand. It doesn't limit creativity, that's for sure. But all the other ones I've ever done, just not to try things, I just think that it'll really complement this guitar to make it a certain way. So I just get my taper from doing my own measurements, and I draw my own headstock and everything. So it's just sort of a lot of fun to do. But this guitar is going to be a really cool one, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I just love laying these out like this. You know, our radius block sure is awesome. It's flat aluminum with sandpaper stuck to the back of it. Pretty cool. Doing a great job on our 12-inch radius. Everybody hates it, dude. It's our super file. Kind of have a nice marking and a decent idea as to where we're going here. We'll go ahead and glue this one up. A lot of work still to do. You know, the drilling and all the stuff for the bridge. I absolutely love hand carving these guitar joints. It is so much fun. Got this one all glued up. We'll let it sit for quite a while. Let this one dry and sand it up. Do that final bridge route and get everything ready. This guitar will be in the spray shop before we know it with that Porsche blue, but we'll let it dry first. Here's our super file. Starting to look real good, getting there anyways. These neck joints are kind of like next level for these. Most of these guys are just CNCing these guitars or buying pre-made parts. And I don't know, I get a real kick out of actually making my guitar. It's awesome. I'll roll our fret edge completely, get it as close as I can, but then I go in, and as you can see, I already started it with a limbo body, very nice, and we have our super one-piece neck. This is going to light up really good with the flame maple once the sealer hits it, so we'll hit it up tonight. So the limbo body is for weight and tone, and we're painting it. So we will use pour filler, which we've made, but it really doesn't matter what color pour filler because it's getting painted. So I'm just going with the stock mocha brown. You kind of want to go across. I think at Gibson they put it on with like a rag or something, and you could. I guess if I was doing like guitars all day, we might do it that way, but this is easier. It's like 2 coats of sealer, I guess. 2 kind of light coats. Just enough to really get it sealed in. And then I put this on. Our instrument hanging out here in the spray shop tonight. It's late, and I've been here, well, pretty much all day. Go ahead and mix up our paint tomorrow morning. Let this filler really dry overnight. Pretty cool little spray shop we have there. But as far as how many coats are on these and exactly what I do, it really varies depending on what type of guitar it is, what wood it is, and what the customer wants. But for this one, it's getting, as always, a pretty thin finish. It has to be somewhat thin or else it kind of bogs the guitar down, in my opinion. But this one's going to get just about as much finish as I can stand to put on it because I do want it to be like glossy and nice. We're going to mix up our blue nitrocellulose lacquer. It'll just be to match the Porsche Meissen blue. This is our special guest, Abu. He's our wood supplier. He's on the phone with the guys from Africa getting us more ebony. Cool. So our super guitar here is drying. We'll give it a little bit more time, but in the meantime, let's make these pickups. These are going to be interesting pickups for this guitar. Nothing like we've made before. Let's see what we have. So our Telly bridge style pickup and our Strat style neck pickup. We're not going to do the traditional Telly neck pickup on this one. We kind of want to spice it up. But I have these extra pieces and they're notched and they're like super thin. So these are spacers and we are going to do a noiseless pickup. It will be one direction, and then the top coil is a different direction, making it hum canceling. Have to space them correctly. So I have a very specific amount of spacers. So we're going to go back to our winder here. It's a double coil. We'll start and wrap it one direction, and we'll do a specific amount of wraps, and then we will go through our notch right there, and we will turn it the opposite way. Now, like a DiMarzio HS2 would actually have extra eyelets on each side, and it would have a top and a bottom coil, and you'd actually be able to do some stuff with that, like some coil splitting. I never thought that that was really a worthy modification for these. Most of the tone is going to be coming from that top coil. You have to match it on the bottom, though, to make it hum canceling. So instead of it having, like, let's say 9,000 wraps, it would have, like, 18,000 wraps. Also, to make it fit on the coil, we're using 44 gauge wire, which is pretty standard for a humbucker. Wrapping our eyelets here. This is going to be the layer pickup. I usually do the start on the south side for the bridge pickup, mostly because it's just the opposite of what everybody else does. It's kind of fun. I don't know if that's how Seymour Duncan pickups were wound. This is just ultra tedious, and I just love it because it can only be done one way, the right way. So we zero out our counter and it'll start. The count is crucial on this because we have to get it the same. And you know, it's going to give us our output, but it's to achieve the hum canceling scenario, it just has to be
the same. So this is lining up pretty good. Started here, and being this 44 gauge wire, it is so thin. We got 34 wraps on it, so little bit of a tighter wind here. You know, I don't know if the lady at Fender does noiseless sets. I'm not sure. It's looking good. But we'll use her technique for the most part. I like to get my wraps, like I say, kind of flat. We're going to build it in the center a little bit just to make up some space, which is kind of a reason people do that as well. But scatter wound humbucker, noise canceling stacked bucker. So I'll use our little pointer. That notch right there is where the coil comes up and around. And all I do is reverse my machine and reset our guides, and then we'll be able to get our 9,763 wraps the opposite way. So we'll set this up and get it going. I'm just going to do a couple of wraps. Okay, we're getting down there. I wanted to actually film the end of it. So we had 9763 on here. We're gonna get it down to the same wrap count. We'll do the exact same count. Now we got to wrap it through that cutout again and through the eyelet and solder the leads on. It's big, so we'll go ahead and give this one the wax potting. I'm gonna wind the neck pickup a while, same wire, but that's just the Strat configuration.
Or wax. I actually have another pickup I'm making for somebody in there, but we'll just leave those bubble for a little while, and we'll come back, and that'll be that. So, before we start, I just want to measure these. These would be like the first noiseless set, so we're going to get a crazy reading. It'll be like double. To have some absurd amount of output or anything, I just wanted it to be, a nice pickup. And this is a classic Godot bridge. Really nice. Kind of finishing up our our fret ends here. This is going to be cool with the Strat pickup. I have it routed kind of extra deep for that coil. I like wiring. I like making the electronics, the woodworking, the spraying, the guitar playing. Kind of like it all. And the sale. Everything's fun. But this is just one of my favorite parts. The buffing and polishing. It's amazing how the finish really comes together. Our Porsche blue is looking really good. We will be certifiably car and guitar crazy, especially with this color. Kind of takes me back to the auto shop. Here in Pennsylvania, you have to bring your car in and get it inspected every year. And just every car. So I worked at one of those inspection stations, and I've driven quite a few Porsches, that's for sure. Let's buff this one.
I know it's pushback wire, but it's a lot easier to strip it and then push it back. So I made the neck on this guitar a little wider. It's not like a 1 3/4 inch nut width, but it's just a little wider than normal. It's not quite that wide, but it'll just kind of be a more familiar feel. I may put heavier strings on it.
Guitar is awesome. I'm really happy with it. Did do the special pickups, so it will be pretty unique. This saloon, it's like a inn, I guess, like a small place. It's noisy, no doubt. It has all the lights and all the old school wiring and everything, so it'll be a great test for our noiseless pickups. Sherman's Creek Inn. We will be taking two Lair guitars, two new ones, so pretty cool. So we made it to the inn. This is one of these sort of saloon kind of places. So let's see what we have. Special guitars here. As usual, our Lashley 3 and the Mesa Boogie.
Back here on the steel guitar, lead guitar, he makes his own guitars. This is Dave Lair for you. Did you say this guitar is number 48? 49. This guitar right here is number 49.
Casino or anything here, but it's a lot of fun. So a Pretty cool night at Sherman's Creek. That was very cold. It was a cold night, and all those people coming in and out, the door opening and closing, it made the band very cold. So we played in our jackets, which was cool, literally. Let's listen to this through the Mesa Boogie. Like, that's really loud. It's a really good capacitor in here. This isn't my first set of noiseless pickups. There's probably 4 or 5 before these. So they are refined, but it's the first Strat noiseless pickup. So just for reference, you know, this guitar is, you know, like holding it up to the light, there's just like, there's just no noise. Any of the pickups, it's like totally noiseless. They just kind of point it around. It's really cool, but there was actually a time at the gig where I had the volume all the way up and I thought it was down because I heard no hum, and I ended up setting it down on the stand. It like did that. It was pretty awesome. The middle position is actually sounds like really 70s. Responds really good to the tone control no matter where it is. That's cool. You can just slide up and down the neck however you want. And like everything's right there. The fret wire is so like highly polished, and just the board, and oh man, it's such a nice neck. I'm really proud of this neck. That's cool. It weighs so little. Super cool. Carved neck, heel, and awesome flame maple. I'm loving this thing. It weighs like 6 pounds or something. Little bit wider neck for Hans. I know he plays acoustic mostly, so his acoustics have a little bit of a wider neck profile, so we matched that. And really just the Meissen Porsche blue is kind of what he was after, and just something special. So gave me a lot of creative freedom on this one, just to kind of put like, oh, well, the body cut, the set neck, the fret wire size, the noiseless pickups, just sort of everything was kind of my call. And I think the guitar turned out really good, and I'm really proud of it. So held up good at the Sherman's Creek. That was kind of a tough show for a guitar to go through, with those doors opening and closing and freezing the band, and then the heater kicks on, and it was hot and cold all night, and the guitar stayed in tune really good, especially for a new instrument. It's only a few days old. So I'll keep this one for a little bit of time, maybe probably like a week or two at least. Pretty much I like to live with the guitars for a little bit and let them settle in, and then I'll deliver them or ship them out. So this one I will take to Bemus Point, and I'll have an awesome Arctic adventure in New York. So that'll be really cool. It really means a lot. I do number them in order of how I start them. So there's 3 more I have to technically finish that are for our reverb inventory. But then we will start our 50th guitar, which is very exciting. This one, Hans did order it, but I wanted to get it to him. Plus, it was a little bit more basic compared to some of the other ones we're working on. I know. But this one's technically number 49. We'll get it to Hans. I'll finish up these other projects that we have. Some will be going on Reverb. Build up our online store. Stay tuned for that and everything else. The links are in the description. Thanks for visiting Dave's World.